if you saw what we did, the time period, you know, the reason why there was a Transition Act was exactly this point. That when we have finished the election and we are just transitioning to a new government, when everybody is focused on handover notes and all of that, and we are saddled with a problem as big as Galamsey, that is not the window where you jam more licenses on. And that is why you realize that in that short period, all those licenses that were given were rushed. Some of the processes were not completed. Due diligence were not done. Some of the authorization, somebody got a Mincom license, he doesn't have EPA license. There was a whole lot of problems. What we have said is that we are still going to be fair. And that's why we took our time. For all those people, they still can apply, and we'll give them the opportunity to go through the process. But we have to really do a complete review and make sure there are genuine people who are doing their work. They will come and vis-a-vis the groundwork, the field work, and we'll say, go ahead. There are people who will come and will say that we need to strengthen your environmental license. You have not renewed in the last 5 years. If we do not sanitize this system and we keep fighting, you will see that we are not going anywhere. So it must be comprehensive.
Are you sure this 55, some of it was not an ongoing process that you have truncated in the manner you have done, and you don't expect that you'll be saddled with some legal, battles?
Well, we are very clear now. I'm the minister that has the power to approve these licenses. And I also have the authority to revoke these licenses. And I'm doing that in the interest of the Republic. And I'm saying that people who feel that they need to come back to apply for these new licenses, they should do so. But the thousands of licenses, we did not, for example, want to truncate a small-scale mining that has employed people that is doing genuine work. That's why I say, even in the course of your work, let's review and audit your licenses. Let's audit and make sure that you are right on course. Probably those people will come and it will take 30
The people
minutes.
who process these licenses to eventual issuance, they are the same people at the helm.
This is the
at the Minerals Commission and elsewhere, correct?
The committee, and it's a one-stop shop, and this is the good news. This committee is going to be a one-stop. You are the minister of the EPA, the Minerals Commission, the Water Resource Commission, the ministry itself is being chaired by my able deputy minister. We have brought representatives from the Chamber of Mines, representatives from the small-scale mining organization as part of this committee to ensure fairness and to ensure transparency. This is not intended to penalize anybody, but it's intended as part of our efforts to sanitize, to make sure that we are all clear in our minds that the mess that is happening. For example, let me tell you, how come we will just sit in Elembele and one morning get somebody just show up with his license and say that I'm here to do prospecting, I have my prospecting license. What engagement did he do with the community there? This part of reform also involves what we are going to do, and it's part of the recommendation I have. The licensing regime must begin at the district level, and that's why we are saying that we are going to create district community licenses committees made up of the DISEC, which is really the key.
These don't already exist?
No, well, no.
No, I thought there was already a process at the local level where those who acquire licenses must engage before.
Well, they get the license here, and you're supposed to go to the DCE, who then has to now take you to the community.
Correct.
It doesn't happen. It never
So it
happens.
exists, but it doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen. But I'm changing that. What we are talking is different from this. What we are saying is that those people in Accra headquarters do not have to do anything. Now, you have an application, take it to the district. That DISEC will be made up of rep from the Mincom at the district level with the water resource and the EPA at the district level. And guess what? We are also not going to let you be jumping around. You get that authorization, and then all we are doing here, based on the due diligence that has been done there, the engagement, the traditional authorities are going to be part of that committee. They've agreed that this area you want to mine, we don't have any problem. Guess what? We are now going to hold the DC and his team there responsible if there's mess. At this point, it's not like that everybody's looking at Accra. It's not possible. So all these reforms are.
You don't think that approach rather opens the floodgates? So at the local level, people can get into all sorts.
I think you'll be listening to the president's announcement very soon. A DCE KPI, one of the top ones, will be how best he handles and controls his territory when it comes to small Galamsey.
Okay.
You will listen to the president.
Right.
So I think that these plans are things we're going to, but we are dealing with human beings. We are saying that we need everybody on board.
You have employed river guards.
Yes.
The question that is being asked is that these are people who are not armed, who, unlike the army or the police, they really can't do anything.
I saw a cartoon.
Is it job for the boys?
Not at all. So this river guard concept, and listen, this is a very well thought out program. It is a program that is being shepherded by the Ghana Navy. The Ghana Navy is going to be helping. Their training is being undertaken by the Navy at some of their bases, and that's where the Ghana Navy's plan is to have 12 riverine bases across the county. One in Ashanti, Eastern, Western, North, and Western. The reason is because the Navy can spread themselves thin around all these river areas. The whole focus is to train these guys to be in a position to monitor and to collaborate with the Navy. They're supervisors.
So what are they going to be doing?
They will be the ears and the first responders,
Spies,
more or less, of this, so that rapid response by the Navy in all these bases will take place.
They are not going to be involved in attempting to arrest or anything like that.
They don't have that power.
Okay.
In their training, we told them they are not soldiers, but they are more like security officers. They are first responders. And guess what? They are also being groomed from where the river bodies are polluted.
The community.
And they come from the community. Every morning they are dealing with all these young people who are engaging in the wrong thing. This psychological idea that our friends are protecting the river bodies and they have the capacity to make sure the Navy is here in 2 minutes when things happen, it's critical. These are all part of it.
Have you dealt with the possibility of compromise of these people as well? Because even if the army, the security, we are told, get compromised when they get to these places, how much more people that may not earn so much?
Now, everything you said is true. But what we are doing is better than just not trying them. I think that, my first post when I was launching, I said, we are launching this in the spirit of the young pioneer. The training involves conscientizing our young people that this is an opportunity of a lifetime to lead an effort that is more than yourself in your community. You are going to be the guy. We still talk about the young pioneer. Do you know why? These guys had no arms. They were young people who were made to believe that their country and the calling to protect our river bodies. Yesterday we launched the Tree for Life. And I listened to a poem by this young lady. I almost teared up. And when you finish listening, you will say that, this is what every young person growing up must understand. Okay. If our young people believe that what they are doing is so important,
so how many of these guards are you looking to deploy into the system?
We have said we are targeting 2,000. We are looking for support. We already have the budget for 1,000.
And you have how many so far?
400 plus.
400.
Yes.
And you're looking at 2,000.
Yes.
When do you intend to finish that, deployment?
The Navy has a plan, and they are working with us on it. Every training is about 1 month. So they will finish the first 1 month, we'll deploy them, then they will go to the second phase. But I think that it may end up to be one of the very important things.
And this trees project too, what is that about?
So, yesterday was the Global Day for the forest. And we are very happy that the president stopped everything he was doing to join us plant trees. Trees are everything. What the water we drink, the air we breathe, everything is about trees. 60% of our forest is already gone. 60%. I just told you that 44 of our forests, everything we are doing, and people listen. Since
if we are planting forest and
let me say
allowing for licenses to be mined in the forest, then what's the purpose for it?
That's
the previous government was already doing.
But that's why we
tree
take it. Let me say something important. So, the first report, I went to Parliament and I said, guys, we're in crisis. Can you believe that 44 of our forests is out of 288? It's already destroyed. 9 of them is in red, no go areas. So I blew the alarm. Initially, I was getting this kickback. Why is the minister throwing his hand, telling us? I needed to tell you before we all join hands to fight it. We got the military to work with us. Today, we are proud to say that these 9 forests, 7 have moved from red to yellow. What that means is that it doesn't mean that these bad guys are not still making incursions. What it means is that the Forestry Commission armed people are now able to handle those without the military. That's what we are saying. We've moved them from red to yellow. But what it means is that we must constantly keep an eye because...
So you arrested the people who were doing the wrong in these areas?
That's correct.
They are being prosecuted?
They are being prosecuted, and I think that I have the assurance of the Attorney General that they are not keeping their eye on the ball. In fact, I'm probably not to say it here, but I think that we must get to the point where we are publicly deporting every foreign national who is caught in this, lining them out and deporting them.
About the LI 2462.
Yes.
Why are you choosing the approach to amend? In October 2024, you all joined organized labor and the Galamsey coalitions all over the place, anti-Galamsey coalitions all over the place, to call for the revocation of that process. And on the 10th of October 2024, there was this document under the hand of Godfred Yeboah Dame, the Attorney General then. I read it to you. It's titled Environmental Protection Mining in Forest Reserve Revocation Instrument 2024. And it says that please find attached a copy of the Environmental Protection Mining in Forest Reserve Revocation Instrument 2024, which has been dated and signed by the Minister responsible for Environment. Kindly arrange for the instrument to be laid in Parliament in accordance with Clause 7 of Article 11 of the 1992 Constitution. And you supported this. So why, I mean, you, the NDC, supported this. Why this new, approach of amendment, which the people who called for the revocation say is not the way to go?
The whole support was to stop licenses, new licenses. Listen, you've already given big mining companies leases in Forest Reserve. And you already know these big players. The world's #1 mining company is right in Ghana's Forest Reserve. I mean, think about it. They've invested billions of dollars. I mean, you are going to pass a law to all of a sudden overnight to say that all your investment, forget it. We are simply saying this, that when you look at the law, all the function, and I was the deputy minority leader at the time. We came to Parliament and it was clear to the EPA and the Environment Committee that, and look at the day that this was brought. It was brought at a time where, frankly, and I'm trying not to go into that political, the government was basically at a point where their back was in the corner, they were in trouble, and they politically wanted to do something. But when they came to Parliament, it became very clear that this amendment must really protect the EPA's authority to still continue this very important work in this forest reserve. So what we are all talking about, and this is what we all agreed, is that there should be no new mining in forest, and that we should take the president's power to authorize leases in forest reserve. And says that's exactly what, and I think that unanimously that's what we all agreed. The reason that it's been laid is that everybody agrees that that's what the problem is. And that's what we are doing. So I don't think
we have heard from Abu Jinapo in the House, for example, suggests that this is not what to do. What to do is to
you should have asked me, are you saying that we should now prevent the EPA from entering the forest? The day we take the EPA power, it means that they will not have the power to enter forest reserve, to even do their important environmental supervision.